Good morning and welcome to Fast Horses Today for Sunday. Today is October 19th and we are ending the race week over at Santa Anita. I've got a couple win bets to make today. I think that's a kind of a spotty card, and what I mean by spotty is I don't know that they put together consecutive races to feel good about making multi-race wagers. So I'm just going to make some win bets today. I've got 3 win bets, in fact, for the day here on Sunday. And let's get started. We're going to get started in the third race of the day. Third race of the day at Santa Anita does have approximate post time, about 2 o'clock Pacific time. So that's 4 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. It's a mile on the dirt, and we are running $12,500 claimers here, 3-year-olds and up. The win bet I'm going to make here is on the 3-horse with Doo-Wop Don for Andy Mathis, Diego Herrera. I think Herrera's got some live mounts today, maybe a couple win day for Diego Herrera possibly. This horse is 5-2 in the program. Now this is a small field, only 6 horses signed on. I'm going to try to beat the favorite here with Doo-Wop Don. You know, Doo-Wop Don, I'm going to guess will probably be the second or maybe third choice. We'll see. But I do like this horse. I think he'll reach into his back class. This horse certainly knows how to get to the winner's circle, having 12 wins in his lifetime out of 45 starts. So, he's, old war horse. It's always nice to see these kind of horses, continue running. He's 7 years old now and, always, root for these kind of horses. But Andy Mathis claimed this horse from Blaine Wright off a pretty good layoff. So, this horse had been laid off since 2024. They brought the horse out in the summer meet at Del Mar for $20,000, and Andy Mathis saw fit to claim this horse out of a 6-furlong race for $20,000. I thought it was a productive race. Several horses have come back to win out of that race, so I think that was a pretty live race there on October 17th. They ended up moving this horse over to 2 turns, which he has done in the past, but hadn't done in a bit. But ran 2 turns over at Los Alamitos in a $20,000 claiming race, and just thought he ran a nice even race, and he got beat by Low Expectations, who was in this race, but I don't like Low Expectations today. I think off the 2 races, the 2 races this year off the layoff, I think Doo-Wop Don will be ready to go today. I think Mathis made we'll see if it's a good claim. I mean, he claimed the horse for 20, he's running him for 12.5. Now, I guess it's the kind of thing, if you win the race, if your horse gets claimed, you're out. So maybe that's what the thinking is there, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we're betting here today, so we're not worried about Andy Mathis claiming, and getting out on his claims. So it's more of a betting thing we're doing here. So I will make the win bet on the 3-horse Doo-Wop Don. Hopefully we'll get about 5-2. That'll be nice. And so we'll do that. So let's move over to the 4th race of the day. 4th race of the day is a maiden special weight race, a California bred race, mile 2-turn race here, 3-year-olds and up. And as I mentioned, California bred. So I've got a win bet I'm going to make here in the 4th race. That being on the 1-horse was Rich Reward. Paula Capestro, trainer. Kyle Frey is the rider. Now, Frey is a guy, we've seen Frey on the Southern California circuit for many years now. And, he's kind of going through a cold streak here at Santa Anita. Not too sure what's going on there. But, I think this horse could be a get-right horse for Kyle Frey. He gets on this horse. There's a jock switch here. Paula Capestro took off Aguilar, puts on Kyle Frey. I think he'll fit this horse very nicely. I had given this horse out last time he ran back on September 1st at Del Mar. That was coming off his initial race. This horse ran such a nice race in his first start of his life. He ran a huge race. Ended up getting beat by a horse named Brunch and Crunch, who certainly was ready to win that day. And then I know there was some steam on that horse. He had a bad start, still came back and won, but Rich Reward ran huge that day. He ended up coming second, but they were many lengths ahead of the rest of the field, and it didn't look like Rich Reward was tiring at all. He just got beat by a better horse that day. So, I got fooled into betting it the second time out. Looks like the horse might have bounced a little bit. He's kind of sluggish out of the gate. Looked like Aguilar was really trying to push him to go. I don't know. It just, he was bet down that day, so a lot of people got in on that one. But, just kind of ran an even race. Didn't run terribly, but he also didn't win, so it was a disappointment there. But I'm going to go back with Rich Reward here. I like the move to 2 turns. His breeding, being by Richard's Kid. Richard's Kid, could run all day. And, by a good reward mare. Good reward, out of the Stormcat line. So those horses always can do just about anything. So distance should be no problem here. Kyle Frey, as I mentioned, been struggling, but Kyle Frey is a speed rider. That's what he does. I think from the 1-hole mile race, I think that's what he should do. So, we'll see if he sees the same way. But we'll make a win bet on the 1-horse, Rich Reward. Going to go against the favorite, who is the 4-horse Otto's Magic, 6-5 on that horse. And, he comes out of the same race as Rich Reward. He ended up beating Rich Reward that day. But like I said, I think Rich Reward kind of bounced a little bit. Maybe Otto's Magic, will bounce his second time out. Seems to happen a lot, especially with these Calbreds. I am betting against what will probably be the prohibitive favorite in Otto's Magic with the one horse, Rich Reward. All right, now let's move over to our next bet, which happens in the 9th race. Now, the 9th race has an approximate post time about 5 o'clock Pacific, so Central Time here, 7 o'clock. Football, the day games will be all over. We'll be into that nighttime football action there. So, you can watch this race just before the nighttime game starts if you're watching football today. But anyway, there's a mile on the grass. It's a California maiden special weights. And these are 2-year-olds. And I've got a win bet I'm going to make here, that being on the 3-horse, Unrivaled Time. From the Leonard Powell barn, Diego Herrera takes the call, and as I mentioned, I think Diego Herrera has some live mounts today. Now, Herrera rode this horse his first time out. This horse is by Not This Time, out of a nice broodmare in Margot Machance. Margot Machance has dropped, several horses here in California, Calbreds for this breeder and owner, Alfred Paez. And there's been several winners in that family, with Margot Machance. So, looks like Alfred Paez took this horse over to California, bred this horse to Not This Time. So that's quite the undertaking there, $175,000 breed fee. And Not This Time is, probably the hottest sire in North America, if not, right there with Into Mischief. So a lot of Not This Time horses are going for big dough, and they're delivering, too, in the getting into the winner's circle. So Calbred by Not This Time, always something to look at. I know there was a Calbred by Not This Time that won yesterday in Timekeeper's Charm. But I do like Unrivaled Time in his second start here. The first start, I chalked it up as an education. When watching the film, horse was just kind of sluggish out of the gate, trailed the field, made a move, just showed ability, which is really what you want to see, after a start like that. So it's not the, betting a trouble trip. I don't think it was really a trouble trip. I just think the horse just was sluggish at the start. And I think that, horse bred like this should relish 2 turns. Has shown ability on the grass. Ran on the grass the first time at Del Mar, running here at 2 turns again at Santa Anita. And Leonard Powell's, seems to be much better second start out as he is first time. So Herrera takes the call again. So I guess, the barn didn't see anything wrong with the ride there. I think Herrera should do well with this horse. He's 9-2. And I expect a really nice effort here out of Unrivaled Time. We'll see if the horse breaks better. Could end up being on the lead. I guess we really don't know his running style based off one start. But we'll leave it up to Herrera. He's the reinsman. And, see where he puts this horse. I think this horse will be finishing up nicely. We might get a good price on this horse, being at 9-2 in the program. So let's recap the day and recap the bets. Okay, so for Sunday, October 19th over at Santa Anita, we've got 3 win bets to make here today. We're going to start out in the 3rd race with the 3-horse, Doo-Wop Don. 4th race, the 1-horse, Rich Reward. 9th race, the 3-horse, Unrivaled Time. So if you see fit, you want to bet those as is, I wish you the best of luck. If you want to use those in your multiple race wagers, you can certainly do that. Whatever you decide to do, I wish you the best of luck. Let's wish the folks over at Santa Anita a very safe day of racing today. Let's wish ourselves some good luck and some good trips. Good trips always make the difference, so maybe we'll get some nice results to close out this week. So as always, I thank you so much for watching Fast Horses today and listening to the picks. You can always like, dislike, make comments. I promise to respond to everything. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It just delivers the content to you directly for free. Think of it as like an Uber Eats that doesn't charge you. So thank you again to everybody who has subscribed. I really appreciate the audience and the growing audience that we've had. Just trying to give you the best information here. Let's make it a great day at the Great Race Place, Santa Anita, to finish out the week this Sunday. And best of luck to everyone, and we will see you back for next week at Fast Horses Today. Have a great day.